You did it. You crossed the invisible line most people never even get close to. Something inside you stopped agreeing to what used to keep you safe but small. You made a quiet, uncompromising choice. Maybe without fanfare, maybe in the middle of a sleepless night, and now the world feels, for lack of a better word, weird. Things are shifting, not because of magic, not because everything suddenly becomes easy. Because you changed the rules you were playing by, and everything around you is recalibrating to that new set of rules. If you've been waking from vivid dreams, noticing strange little coincidences, or feeling a pressure point tighten in one area of your life, stay with this. Keep one recent dream or odd coincidence in your mind now. In the comments, if you want, share a single symbol or moment. Just one. It helps to notice how common this pattern is. This interior shift is the causal engine. It's not that reality itself rewires overnight. It's that your attention, your choices, and your responses have adjusted. Imagine you've been moving through the world with a low battery and you suddenly plug in. The plug is the decision to stop tolerating what breaks you. Your posture changes. Your tone changes. You start to notice possibilities you used to miss. People and circumstances don't perform miracles for you. Your environment responds to the new frequency you're broadcasting. That's the core. Inner change precedes outer rearrangement. Here's how it usually plays out. First, your subconscious starts talking louder. Dreams intensify. They might be clearer than usual, symbol-rich, or just emotionally louder. Small scenes that feel important even if you can't explain why. Don't rush to decode them with a rule book. Treat them like a workshop of your inner world. Your mind is experimenting, trying out new scripts. It won't always hand you a tidy explanation. Sometimes it gives you a feeling. Sometimes it gives you a recurring image that nudges you toward noticing a pattern. Start a simple dream journal. Keep a notebook by your bed and write a sentence or two as soon as you wake. Over days and weeks, look for repeating symbols or emotions. That pattern will be less about mystical prophecy and more about map-making. Your subconscious revealing where your attention needs to turn. Often someone in this place has a dream that circles the same scene 3 nights in a row. A locked door, a missing wallet, a child running uphill. Don't panic. Write it down. Pick one image and ask, where in my life does this feeling live? The dream's language is symbolic, yes, but it points. Use it as a prompt for small, practical experiments. Ask one question in a conversation, Google one phrase, try a small boundary. The dream is not a prescription, it's a pointer. Next come the small wins. These are tiny, precise shifts in your daily life that feel like favors from luck. A late payment arrives right when you need it. A text pulls back the curtain on a miscommunication. An appointment gets rescheduled in a way that suddenly opens a space you didn't have. Notice how these things are not thunderous conversions of your path. They are gentle corrections. They are micro-resolutions that allow you to breathe. They're not evidence that everything will be solved at once. They are signals that momentum is stacking, gradually, quietly. When these small wins arrive, document them. Keep a running list. It sounds simple, but writing them down trains your brain to spot pattern instead of panic. Over time, you'll see how often a seemingly trivial nudge prevents a mess or creates a slot for what matters. This noticing is not superstition. It's calibration, your attention tuning in to what's actually unfolding, instead of the old script that assumes scarcity and sabotage at every turn. And then, because life prefers complexity, one stubborn thing tightens. There's usually a single point of friction that becomes louder than everything else. It might be an old relationship that won't bend, a professional role that keeps asking for more of the version of you you're ready to leave behind, or a habit that refuses to die. This targeted friction is not punishment. It's pressure on a seam that needs to open. Think of it as a specific test, an invitation to correct one misalignment rather than be overwhelmed by 100 loose ends. Name that one area, say it out loud or write it down. Don't try to overhaul everything. Pick one attainable first step. If it's an area of poor boundaries, decide on one sentence you will use next time. If it's a habit, pick the smallest possible swap. A 5-minute change you can repeat for a week. The point is to convert the pressure into a surgical move. Targeted friction asks for targeted action, not a dramatic overhaul or a dramatic exit. This focused response keeps the momentum gentle and sustainable. You will also encounter near misses. They feel brutal at first. You nearly made a connection. You almost took a job that would have seemed perfect. You missed a deadline by minutes and watched someone else step in. It hurts. The reflex is to interpret these moments as failure, as punishment, as personal lack. That interpretation is old wiring. Reframe near misses as calibration. Timing often moves like an orchestra tuning sections. Strings first, then wins. You might be early for one part and late for another, and what looks like a loss may actually be life holding something back until the rest of you is ready. Here's a short example you probably recognize without names. You're ready to say yes to a new direction. You prepare, you show up, and then the opportunity slips away. Your first instinct is panic. But if you look closely, that near miss frequently spares you from something that would have landed poorly, given how you actually feel inside. It also teaches you a crucial skill, discerning alignment versus mere attraction. Attraction can be loud, alignment is quiet but persistent. Near misses are often the universe's way, your environment's way, of asking you to refine what you're actually asking for. After these motions, many people enter a suspended phase. The world quiets. Things that used to happen quickly now slow down. Appointments arrive with more gaps between them. Responses taper. At first, this pause feels like punishment or abandonment. It feels like standing at a train station while all the trains pass by. But this suspension is rarely a void. It's a holding pattern that allows deeper reorganization. Think of it as scaffolding being erected around an old structure so the real work can happen inside. Your life is being held so your inner work can be completed without being bulldozed by the next urgent thing. During the holding phase, your best friend is presence. Don't try to manufacture results. Don't interpret the slowdown as failure. Instead, treat it like a workshop where you do the quiet, incremental tasks that actually matter. Keep journaling. Track patterns. Have one small daily practice, a 2-minute check-in on your feelings, a quick walk to notice your body. These micro-habits aren't dramatic, but they are the kind of steady labor that allows the world to rearrange itself around your new posture. With the pause can come a loud sensation, ticking, pressure, a feeling that time is running out. That old survival voice ramps up. It speaks in scarcity and panic and pushes you toward frantic choices. Say yes too fast, burn bridges you needed, or try to manufacture the momentum you feel slipping. Recognize this as old identity panic. It's the part of you that learned urgency equals safety. And while urgency sometimes serves a purpose, in this phase, it's more often a trap. You are not under a countdown to get worthiness. You are not required to prove yourself by grasping at the first thing that appears. When the panic hits, slow down. Literally slow your breathing. Then identify one tiny, deliberate step, something you can take that is both actionable and reverent toward the process. For example, if you're feeling the pressure to act around a relationship, choose one clarifying question to ask instead of drafting an ultimatum. If career panic is loud, send one carefully worded email that asks for information instead of making a sweeping leap. The aim is to be active, but not frantic. Strategize instead of sprinting. Surrender here is not quitting. It's an intentional stance of readiness. You keep doing things that matter while trusting timing to align openings with readiness. That paradox of surrender is essential. You keep showing up, you keep doing the work, but your engagement shifts from brute force to tuned presence. Effort remains, intensity might drop. The difference is that struggle diminishes. Your movements are informed by signals, dreams, small wins, the tightening knot that tell you where to place your energy. This is not lazy. This is economies of attention. It's choosing where to spend your limited bandwidth so that your actions compound. Practical anchors matter. They are how you keep grounded when everything seems to rotate around a new axis. First, the dream journal. Write a single sentence when you wake, date it. After a week, skim for repeats. Second, pattern noticing. Once a day, for 2 minutes, list 3 small things that felt like ease or friction. Keep it factual. Over time, you'll see clusters. Maybe your ease clusters around certain people. Your friction shows up at certain times of day. Those clusters are directional cues. Third, name and act on the one stubborn area. Don't make it a goal to fix your whole life. Pick one knot. Write it as, "This is the one knot I'm noticing." Then write one small next step you can commit to for 7 days. If it's boundaries, practice one sentence. If it's a financial discomfort, commit to one conversation or one call for clarity. Micro-actions create momentum because they are repeatable. They change your narrative from "I'm overwhelmed" to "I am practicing here." Fourth, intentionally slow decisions. When an opportunity arrives, give yourself a simple filter. Does this align with the new boundary identity I'm practicing? If yes, reply with curiosity or clear interest. If not, buy time, ask for details, a deadline extension or more information. This isn't avoidance. It's creating a space where timing can work for you rather than against you. As alignment grows, you'll notice a quieter confidence, not arrogance, not certainty, a feeling that you can be wrong and still keep moving because your movement is now guided by signal rather than fear. Signs will continue to arrive. More dreams, more small wins, fewer eruptions. Momentum stacks softly. Opportunities that fit your new shape appear with less drama. People respond differently because you present differently. Your environment mirrors the clarity you're living into. A crucial mindset shift. Treat the universe language as shorthand for your environment, relationships, and available conditions responding to your new choices. This keeps you pragmatic and prevents magical thinking. When you say the universe is listening, you mean that your context is reacting to the clarity of your decisions. That reaction can be subtle or big, but it's rarely absolute. Interpret signals, respond intentionally. Don't assume causation where there might be coincidence. Let curiosity lead your investigations. You'll also want to hold compassion for the parts of you that are still tuned to survival. They will send old panic messages at inconvenient times. They will try to drag you back into familiar storms because storms are at least predictable. Offer a gentle boundary. Thank that part for its service, but tell it you're practicing another way now. This internal conversation is simple but potent. It reframes the inner critic from an enemy into a cautious ally who needs reorientation. At moments when you feel stuck in the pause, practice one grounding ritual. It can be as brief as sitting down with your journal and listing 3 small wins from the last week. Wins don't have to be big. A conversation that didn't derail, a bill that cleared, or a 20-minute walk where you felt better counts. Noticing wins interrupts the doom loop and reminds the nervous system that progress is not a single explosive event, but an accumulation. Remember, the momentum you're building is not always visible. That's one reason people feel anxious. The visible metrics may lag while the interior work accelerates. Trust the micro changes. Tend them. Keep doing what you can control. Naming, noting, small steps. Your patience is not passive. It is active endurance with a plan. As full integration arrives, you'll sense a different kind of trust. It's not the naive faith that nothing bad will ever happen. It's a steady confidence that you can respond, adjust, and continue building from a place of greater clarity. The feelings of running out of time will recede because you no longer measure worth by hurried acquisition. You measure by alignment, by whether your next step coheres with who you're becoming. One last practical framework to make this usable. Every morning, spend 5 minutes on 3 things. 1. Write 1 line from a dream or a recurring image if you had one. 2. List 1 small win that occurred in the last 24 hours, however minor. 3. Name the 1 knot you're working on and the 1 tiny action you will take that day to address it. That 3-item practice keeps you attuned without overwhelming you. It's lightweight and high leverage. Do it for 30 days and watch how your perception sharpens. As you move forward, protect against 2 traps. The first is the temptation to interpret every coincidence as prophecy. Not everything is meaningful. Calibration requires discernment. The second is the urge to hurry back into old coping modes because they feel familiar. Old strategies may feel safe, but often reproduce the same constraints. Choose curious, calm action over reflexive rush. You did pass a threshold. That truth is the anchor here. It's both simple and profound. You stopped tolerating a lesser life, and now your life is in the polite, sometimes maddening business of asking you to become the person who can hold what you wanted. That asking comes through dreams, through small wins that nudge things into place, through a single stubborn knot that demands attention, through near misses that fine-tune your sense of timing, and through a suspended phase that allows the deeper rearrangement to complete. Your job in all of this is to notice, to record, to act in small, deliberate ways, and to practice patient surrender. Surrender that is strategic, not passive. You are exactly where you need to be in order to become who you're becoming. Momentum is stacking under the surface. It will meet you with more support than before if you keep doing your part. Journal the night's images, note the small wins, name the stubborn knot, and take 1 tiny step, and slow down long enough to let timing do its work. This is not a promise of perfection. It's a practical map for people who are ready to be honest about where they are and willing to do the small, steady work that produces durable change. If this landed on you, if you felt that internal click when I said you did it, then stick around. Hit subscribe and check the next video where I'll give you a simple template for journaling dreams and tracking the small synchronicities that often signal true alignment. You don't have to figure all of this out alone. Keep the noticing. Keep the small actions. You've started something that, lived patiently, will meet you in better ways than before.